Welcome to Wrestle Capsule. I'm your host, B. We're going to be talking about Friday Night Smackdown. Roman Reigns, Sikoa, and of course, Paul Heyman coming out to the ring. You know, their long freaking entrance for Roman, the tribal chief, yada, yada, yada. Our current undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, come out to crash the party. Sami Zayn is continuing to plant the seeds, these dirty little seeds, the dissension of the bloodline. It's going to happen. Trying to just get under Roman Reigns' skin, talking about how the Usos are better than Roman Reigns and Sikoa. The cojones of this man to say this in this man's face. And as Roman Reigns is trying to have a rebuttal, the Usos come out of nowhere, ambush, and start freaking up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Boy, when I tell y'all, the tribal chief was not having it. He was P.O. This man was pissed. He walked to the back ready to scrap. He was so mad. And then backstage, the bloodline, like Roman Reigns goes in on the Usos. Roman has no hope in these men. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't know how many of you actually watch NXT, but I do. I saw Pretty Deadly and it took me a while to get into them. Like at first they just rubbed me the wrong way. They were just annoying and I hated it. But after all, the more I watched them, their schemes and their trickery, like I started becoming a fan. I was preparing myself, the first L on the main roster for Pretty Deadly, but I was wrong. They won. Side play check. Pretty Deadly and Brawling Brutes go up against one another, and it was such a nice contrast. You have Pretty Deadly, they're so extra, it's so flamboyant, and then you have Brawling Brutes, they're very just like hard and just like ready to go. They brawling and they're brutes. Of all the tag teams that Pretty Deadly could go up against for their first match on the main roster, I feel like the Brawling Brutes were the perfect pick because Ridge Holland and Butch, they have become such workhorses in WWE. Like they're still one of my favorite tag teams right now. So I mean, man, I feel like it was a good call, and I'm so happy that Pretty Deadly actually got a W. Ever since Backlash in Puerto Rico, Zelina Vega has been on this slow incline. In this match with Asuka, she was able to throw down. And at first I'm like, when I was watching the match, I was like, hold on, okay, let's not make Asuka look weak here. Like Zelina Vega was quick, she didn't waste any time, and I love that because it's a strategy. Like Asuka is crazy. So Zelina had to go in with this mindset, okay, after coming off of this amazing high in Puerto Rico for Backlash, even though I lost, like my peoples was behind me, I have another opportunity to showcase what I can do in the ring, and that's what we do. But I was so happy that my girl Asuka, she picked up the W. Then she started freaking up Zelina Vega. She had her in that move and she would not let her go. Bianca Belair had to come out. She had to come out running to save Zelina Vega because Zelina's arm was all freaked up. She was doing all this as Bianca Belair was trying to go after Asuka. Asuka spit in that woman's face again. Bianca Belair, I'm liking this. Asuka is bringing out a Bianca Belair that I have not seen in such a long time. Like the seriousness, like there was no I'm on my own against the wild. There was none of that. Like she came in to do business, and after Asuka spitting on this girl again, like Bianca is ready for Asuka's comeuppance. She's ready for Night of Champions, for this championship match. Like she wants to get her hands on Asuka, and you can see it in her facial expression, and harnesses this junk. Like I need her to do this. The Grayson Waller effect with AJ Styles. It was weird. This was his in-ring debut, hosting his show that he used to host on NXT. This was a different Grayson Waller that I'm used to. I didn't like it. I hate when NXT people get called up to the main roster and they have to shift their characters, they have to shift their persona. It's so stupid because, and I feel like I've said this before, we fell in love with their persona, how they were, and then they get called up to the main roster and they're different. Now I understand it's a wider audience, you have to cater to the audience, but it was less of Grayson. It was like a smaller version of Grayson Waller. He wasn't as loud, he was slightly more subdued, and I wasn't feeling it. I'm used to the big personality obnoxiousness. He took AJ through a loop. The shade. Putting Grayson Waller with AJ, I feel like that is a good move. He can learn from him in other ways. I mean, AJ is so sound and so seasoned. The Street Profits versus Rick Boogs and LA Knight. I don't know what I was watching. It was weird. Like, why LA Knight and Rick Boogs? Don't put LA Knight with someone. He can be on his own. I don't feel like LA Knight is capable of being a tag team partner because he's so egotistical and because it's all about him. And Rick Boogs was out there pressing Montez Ford and doing bicep curls with Angelo Dog. I'm just like, what is this? Up in the gym just working on his fitness. This is a match. What are you doing, Ricky? Stop. The dissension of this thrown together tag team ended up being Street Profits picking up the W, and then LA Knight tricking Rick Boogs and freaking him up. Another tag team match. They got a lot of tag team matches on SmackDown, I noticed. I'm just like, okay, we get it. Y'all got new people, okay. NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Yulisa, Leon, and Valentina Feroz. These two, I was looking at them, I was just like, they look familiar. Especially Valentina, I was just like, they look familiar. Wait a minute, these are the NXT gals. Oh shoot, they're on SmackDown. But what was weird was Michael Cole nor Wade Barrett said anything about Yulisa or Valentina. They made it seem like it was more just strictly an enhancement, a tag team, as opposed to NXT tag team or NXT wrestlers on SmackDown going up against Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Like, this match was giving squash vibes. Really? On another note, what really sucks is the announcement that Michael Cole made after this women's tag team match. Liv Morgan suffered a really bad injury, and because of that, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan had to forfeit the women's tag team championship. They had to vacate that, and now in 2 weeks they're going to determine who's going to be the new women's tag team champions. Shonda. So that was really effed up. So in the meantime, Raquel Rodriguez has to find someone to tag team with her. Didn't care about the Austin Theory promo, and I'm so glad that Sheamus came out just to do a bro kick on Austin Theory. Then walk backstage. Next week, it's going to be a United States Championship match between Austin Theory and Sheamus. I would love for Sheamus to get that belt. That would be great. Please, just get it off of Austin Theory. We need Sheamus to add more value back to that belt. Karrion Kross and Scarlett were backstage, and Karrion got his eye on AJ Styles, but he's calling this man Allen. How you gonna say this man's government name? Yo, like, he got a new target. So I mean, you got Grayson Waller coming at AJ Styles' neck, then you got Karrion Kross coming at his neck too. So when Seth freaking Rollins wins the new World Heavyweight Championship, AJ Styles is going to be very occupied. Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus the Usos. Throughout the whole night, you got Jay and Jimmy just trying to pump each other up because there's a lot riding on that match. There was a lot riding on that match because, you know, the Usos lost, and it was so fast paced. And I noticed that there were quite a few near falls, especially with Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio. Like, it was taking me on a ride. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out of nowhere. Y'all, they came out of nowhere and distracted freak out of the Usos. And Mysterio and Escobar were able to pick up the W. When the Usos lost, he looked so pissed. And Soul's about to go out, I guess, to help because Kevin and Sami were still out there. And Roman was just like, they on their own. Like, it's done for them. It's donezo, y'all. It's just a matter of time. This stuff has got to pop off at Night of Champions. It has to. So guys, let me know what you thought about Friday Night Smackdown. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Signing off. Bye.